Hey, my friends, and for those who live in America, happy Labor Day weekend. So because the month of September is starting, I wanted to make a video on the so-called September effect, which is basically saying that September is the worst month for stocks. So I basically want to do a data exploration and statistical test video to try to maybe give some more insights in, is December really the worst month for stocks? Should you panic sell your stocks and go away? Sell in May and going away, but we're talking about September. Is it really the worst month for stocks? So there's been a few reasons why people think it might be a bad month for stocks. One is that I actually think has some merit, is that mutual funds, they have a deadline to sell for tax loss harvesting in September. So that does make sense. And there's a few other reasons, ChatGPT says at least. One is people come back from vacation and readjust their portfolio. I think that reason is a little bit BS because it makes no sense. Why would everyone be stupid to do it at the same time? But anyways, let's just analyze this. There's going to be some flaws in my statistics because past performance doesn't indicate future performance, and people are smart and adapt to things. So I assume over time the September effect will get worse, but let's see what the data says for now. Okay, so this is going to be just a lot of Plotly plots and some statistical tests and that sort of thing, t-tests, old school stuff we used to do in school. So let's get started. If you're new, please like and subscribe. If you're old, please like and write a comment. So let's get started. Okay, so first let's get data from Yahoo Finance. So you can do from Y Finance. Maybe import Y Finance as YF. We don't need these other things yet, but whatever. So let's, we want to do these symbols, but later I want to print these nicely. So I'll just make it in terms of some sort of dictionary. So I guess I'll do something like this. I'll do symbol list equals, my mouse literally doesn't work, equals SPX, and then SPX is S&P 500. See how smart the AI is? So symbol, I'll call it symbol to name map, and then I'll do symbol list equals list symbol to name map dot keys. So now I have the symbol list, and now to get the data I do yf dot download. I'll do data equals yf dot download, and then I put my tickers equals symbol list, and then I can do period equals max. That gives me the whole period. We're gonna get interval is 1 month, even though I don't really like this because this means we're considering returns, monthly returns from July to August, July 1st to August 1st, and then September 1st to October 1st. That's kind of arbitrary. What about September 12th to October 12th? But anyways, that aside, let's do it this way for simplicity. So 1 month. So the data is going to look like this. We're going to have basically a multi-index, a multi-column, index column where we have the adjusted close, high, low, open, and then we have our tickers. As you see, even though Dow Jones has been around forever, for some reason it cuts it off way earlier than the S&P and the NASDAQ, and also it cuts the Russell off. So Russell is this one, Russell 3000. But anyways, let's just ignore these things for now, and let's get started. So we only want to use the adjusted close to calculate our returns. So we can actually do something like this. We can do data equals data edge close. Is that right? And then let's see how it looks like. So now we have a data frame of the adjusted close for each of these things. So now to calculate the monthly returns, we just do basically returns equals data dot percent change. Let's have a whole thing called returns equals data dot percent change. Returns then looks like this. So now we have our returns here. And okay, so now because we want to do analysis by month, we can get the month name. And since the index is of type a date time 64, we can do index dot month name to get the month name. So we can do returns month equals this. Okay, so now we can print it, and as you see, we have the returns here. Okay, So now I want to actually calculate Plotly's box and whisker plot. So the box and whisker plot is this thing. It's px dot box, and then I give a data frame equals our case it's returns, and then I do like x equals let's say month, and y equals returns. It looks something like this. So, but I wanna like separate it out for each of the symbols. Oh, sorry, you can't even do it like that. That's my whole point. Is Plotly doesn't like this format for the Plotly Express. I did this on purpose. So what you need in Plotly Express is you need to make this format where this is like a wide format, like a flat format. You need to make it into like a tall format where, let's say you'll have a column called either ticker or symbol or whatever you want to call these symbols, and then you'll have a column with the actual value. We can call that returns. So there's a cute method in Pandas that lets you do that. It's called melt. So I can do something like returns melted equals pd.melt returns. I don't know why I did reset index here. That's the autocomplete. ID variables. We'll take the month. ID variables is basically like variables you want to add, but you don't want in your new group thing. So what we want to add month. So I'll add month, and then value variables is the symbol list. Is like basically you want to basically like stack these 4 columns together. So that's in the value variables, and the var name is symbol. That's what we're gonna call the new column. That's gonna say like, is it this symbol or this symbol or this symbol? And then there's a value name is returns. That's the value would be called. And this is wrong by one thing. Let me show you guys in a second. So now I get everything I want. I got like the month, the symbol, and the returns. But I also want the date. It's very useful to have the date. So let's do this thing called ignore index. And then it'll do ignore index equals true. And hopefully that'll give us what we want. So great. So ignore index equals true. Did not give us what we want. Ignore index equals false. Sorry. We do not want to ignore the index. Okay, great. So that's returns. Okay, great. So now we have it in the format we want. So now we can actually do this. We can do like px data frame returns melted is the data frame now. But now we want month returns, and now we can do like color. We can do color equals symbol, right? So color it by the symbol. So now like at first glance, like which month is the worst? I mean, look, September is here, but it's hard to see which one is the worst. Just to remind you guys, box and whiskers go like this, is the dots are like outliers, I always forget everything completely. So there's a median point here, and this is like the 75 percentile, 25 percentile, and there's like a lower fence and upper fence. Let's remind ourselves what those are. Lower fence. How did I forget this thing? Okay. Okay, so it's the upper fence is basically the third quantile plus 1.5 times IQR. And what is IQR? That's the inner quartile range. So you know what? Maybe we just do box plot Wikipedia. That'll give us everything we need. Sorry about this. I'm reminding myself. So what's the interquartile range? That's the difference between the third quantile and the first quantile. So let's do this again. So basically what these are the outliers, right? The max point is the one all the way above, min point is all the way below, and if it doesn't have these outlier points, it's like here. So the upper quartile is 75 percentile, lower quartile is 25 percentile, median is 50 percentile, and this is basically the distance between here and here. Adding to the median, you get this thing, and the distance between here and here, subtracting from the median, you get this thing. I think. Anyways, that's beside the point. You can't tell visualizing this like that September is the worst month, right? But maybe if we add some horizontal lines, we can tell. So let's actually add a horizontal line with like a similar color to each symbol. So I can be like I can maybe do like a color. I can maybe I'll call it like a. Sorry, just 1 second. I can call it symbol color map or something. And then I'll just do like things similar to the color. So like the IXIC, the NASDAQ, I see it's kind of reddish. And then the SPX is kind of bluish. And then the Russell 3000 is kind of greenish. And the Dow Jones is kind of purplish. Yeah, purplish. Okay, so now I have a dictionary that has like the colors I want to have a horizontal line, and I want a horizontal line at the median. So I can do something like this. I can do something like 4. So first of all, let's rewrite the figure here. We'll do like fig equals this thing, and then I'll do 4 symbol color in symbol color map dot items, and then I'm gonna calculate like a median return. Basically, results melted, filter on symbol, the returns that median, and I'm gonna make that horizontal line. So I'll do fig dot add h line. Y is median return, and line color is color, and I don't need annotations, so this should be good. And let's see if this helps. Oops, sorry, I wrote color wrong. So this gives us oh, I'm on cap lock. So this gives us a plot. It still kind of will be ugly, but look, September, you see like all the medians here are way below the medians, right? You see, September is the only month where the median for all the indices is below the median for all the indices, but we still can't really see it so well. You can do something like line or dash equals dash. But anyways, it's probably better to line. Huh? Oh, it's called line dash, sorry. Line dash equals dash. So like, I mean, look, you can kind of see that September, like if you look at other months, the median is definitely above, the median seems to be like above the here, but for September, look at the median 0 below. Sorry, the hover tool is getting in the way clearly. I would, but anyways, it'll make more sense in the next video. Like in the next plot, I'm gonna do like 1 row per. I'll basically do 1 row per symbol. It'll make it a little bit easier to understand. So let's do that. So just an aside, you can with Plotly. First of all, by the way, you can switch the X and Y. It might be easier to see if you want. You just have to switch the X and Y here. So you can make this a Y, and you can make this an X. And then here you would just do like add V line, vertical line, and then you make this X. And then say I switch the X and the Y. Let's see if that's a little bit more readable. Even worse. Anyways, you can also update the height, of course. You can do fig to update y-axis, height equals like 1,000. Maybe that'll help. Anyways, what did I do wrong? Sorry, update layout. I always forget. Layout. Anyways, this is still ugly, right? So why don't we actually make, for each ticker, we're going to make its own row. So I'll show you how to do that. So we're gonna use this example, the first one. But now we're going to make for each ticker its own row. So let me first show you guys without the horizontal lines, and then we'll show you guys with the horizontal lines. So like there's a thing you can do, it's called facet row, and you can do facet row equals symbol. And then how does this look like if I do fig.show? And now it'll give me a row for each symbol. So now it looks like this. So it's a little bit better. It's a little bit short, but notice by the way that the indexes are like the same min and max, which is kind of not ideal, especially if like let's say you have on the same plot Tesla and like some stock that never moves. You want it like different plus and minuses, so you can do fig.update y-axis matches is none, and then you get independent axes. See, this only goes up to like negative 0.1. Dow Jones is less crazy than, let's say, the Russell and stuff like that, even though the Russell, for some reason, is only going up to... you know what? I don't know, honestly. I guess like maybe since the S&P and NASDAQ had more data, they have years with like the stock market crashes. But anyways... that just to show you guys. And let's say instead you wanted to like show this like by row, by column. Instead of having like 4 rows, you want 4 columns. Just for the sake of completeness, I'll show you. So you can do like facet column equals symbol, and then you get like basically like this kind of thing. And then I can do update x-axis matches as none to make it like independent. Oh, it's still gonna be y-axis. Sorry. I'm so stupid. This is where you'd probably want to do flip the things. You'd want to do like y is month, x is returns. Anyways, this is not what I really wanted to show you guys. I just wanted to, for the sake of completeness, see, you can view things like this, comparing the months. That's if you do facet call a symbol. But you can also do something 2 by 2 with using something called facet wrap. So you can basically do like fig equals px this, and then I can do facet call equals symbol, and then I can do facet wrap equals 2. And does this work? I made a mistake. Facet call wrap equals 2. And I don't need facet column also. I need to... let's get rid of it. Sorry, I knew that was wrong. So I can do facet call symbol and facet column wrap equals 2, and as you see, I get a 2 by 2 thing. Anyways, that's just a little Plotly aside. If you guys are interested, I'll put the source code up on GitHub. So okay, so one more little Plotly note is this is kind of annoying that we have the symbol here instead of like horizontally. So what you can actually do is you can actually, instead of doing facet row, you can actually do the facet column thing like here, but you will do facet wrap equals 1. So I can do facet call. This is like a trick. And then I can do facet call wrap equals 1. And then when I do this, I get like the thing that's a little bit easier to understand. So yeah. Let's also make it taller. We can do fig.update layout, height is 1000, just to make it a little bit more obvious. Okay, so now what I want to do is I actually want to add horizontal lines at the medians to make this make a little bit more sense. But we want to make sure we get the right medium correct. So this is a little bit of a tricky thing. So we actually need to first look at, we need to get like an order for these things. So we need to do something like, because we need to know in what order Plotly's plotting things, right? So to do that, we actually go to the data. So we do fig.data, and that gives us like a list of size 4. And just remember, it's going to be in backwards order. So fig.data has a thing of type box, so I can do like, this gives me the order in reverse. So I have to do something like box dot, let's say, name for box in fig.data. This is going to give me the reverse order, right? It's annoying that it gives you the reverse order, but that's what it does. So bear with me for a second. So I'm going to need to reverse this thing. and that's what reverses this thing. So let me just write a note here. Get the symbol list in the correct order for Plotly to plot. Okay. So anyway, so this is the order, and you have to reverse it. You get the name from the box in the figure data, and what's going to happen is now Plotly, it says this is basically row 1, column 1, row 2, column 1, row 3, column 1. It starts indexing from 1. So what we're gonna do now, this is when you have to combine like Plotly Express and Plotly Go, so it's a little bit messy. I wish they had a more elegant way to do it. So it goes like this. It goes like and I will give you this notebook right away, so you can do it while I speak. It might be a little bit easier. So like what we're gonna end up doing here is we are going to basically do we're gonna loop over these guys and then add a horizontal line. Okay, so just 1 second. Let me make sure I'm doing it right. So we're gonna do like basically for symbol. Autocomplete was wrong. Sorry, this is a little bit confusing for me also. Symbol list. We changed the order a bit, but like okay, so the median return is gonna still be this bad boy, but now we're gonna do this. We're gonna basically I wonder if you know what, I wonder if this works. Let me see if this works. I'll do fig.add hline y equals median return, row equals, remember we're incrementing row, so I should do like enumerate and to make enumerate start at 1 you do this. So I can do this. This is probably not going to work, just bear with me for a second. Oh, what do you know? So I did something wrong because the colors are messed up. The colors are not what we want, so I definitely did something wrong. So maybe it's when I did this box thing. I didn't call this symbol list. Okay, because see, that's why I said you have to reverse order. Because if you don't reverse order, it's gonna like screw you up. It's gonna mix the green and the red and that sort of thing. So amazingly, this was right the first try, but I basically lost all my viewers at this point. So okay, great. So now this is actually very. It's a little bit easier to see. I guess this is a little annoying that I didn't have the x-axis for everything, but look at September. Like all the other months, the median is like kind of close to the line, but September is definitely below. And if you look here, September is this is December, November, October, September. It's below, and then I really gotta have the name for each one. September is below, and September is below. So like there is something to the September effect a little bit, I guess. Okay, but now let's try to actually like do it like a little bit statistically. So like there's a statistical test, like you can do like a one-sided t-test, and I guess outliers are a bit bad for these things, and there's some assumptions like independence and IIDness and stuff like that. But anyways, I don't want to get into the details of this test. If you guys really want enough comments, and I'll talk about it. But basically, this is going to compare the means of two groups. So we're going to compare September to the rest of the months and see if September is statistically significantly worse. So our null hypothesis basically is that the mean rate of return in September is equal to all other months, and our alternative is basically that September is less than the mean of the other months. So let's show you guys how to do it. You know what? I'll spare you guys all the details, and let's just we'll basically do something like this. We're gonna we're gonna use Scipy has a thing called Scipy has a lot of stats things, but has a thing called test one sample. You know what? Let me just copy what I had previously. So Scipy has a thing called test one sample, and what I'm doing here is I'm iterating through my symbols, and I'm getting the name just for nice plotting. And then to get September returns, I'm filtering on returns month is September, and then I do returns month is September, and basically I'm gonna take the symbol. So for each symbol, I'm having something, and then I'm gonna run a one-sided hypothesis test, and basically either reject or the null hypothesis, and that says September turns are statistically significantly worse for the symbol at alpha significance, and then or I fail to reject and no difference in returns. So let's run this and see what it gives us. It says, okay, so September returns. Reject null hypothesis. September returns are statistically significant for Dow, also for Russell, also for NASDAQ, also for S&P. So, wow, since 1985, it seems like that's the case. What about other months? So by the way, if you look at your p-value, so here it would have even rejected at 1% p-value, which is pretty significant. You know, it's funny, actually. So anyways, I guess these two are also because there's more data for some reason for the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. So let's ask, what about the other months? So we can do the same thing, except instead of just saying month equals September, month doesn't equal September, we can do it for every other month. And I actually have code for this. I don't want to bore you guys with the details. So like, say I do like this. Basically, now I'm going to have a thing. I'm going to have a thing called list of months. So list of months, I can do like, it gave me the list of months, but that's not what I want. I want it from of months equals, let's say, returns dot month dot unique dot to list or something like that. List of months. So now I can do this, and I say if it's September, continue. Otherwise, keep going. And look, no evidence. That. What did I do? Oh, I shouldn't call this September. That okay, sorry. I should do like month. Okay, so here it's the differences. Like we're running all other months. It's like, so like here it's you get fail to reject almost always, and rarely you get rejecting like August sometimes. I guess the August is an interesting one. Maybe people are front running August. You know, like they're thinking like, oh, haha, we're smart. We're gonna catch the September effect before it happens. We're gonna dump in August. So maybe that's why the August thing says it's. Why is this all S&P 500? Did I write S&P 500? Symbol name. Weird symbol name. Symbol and symbolist. Sorry guys. That's what happens when you copy and paste from your other notebook. So here you see like I guess the August. They front run August sometimes, and August is worse. But like a lot of times, it's you don't reject it, right? So September has something to it, I think. August also seems to kind of, I guess they're front running August. You know, August seems like I mean, visually, let's look at it. Like September is below, but August is also below. September is below, August is also below. So I guess people are like moving up a month. Here it's not the case. Just September's below, and here also just September's below. August is also below, but not much. Anyways, just it's not a statistics thing. There's a lot of things flawed with this thing, but anyways, I guess I also did something else that maybe is not that interesting. I did like let's look at the last 30 years, but then I remembered that the data only starts in 1985 for Dow. For S&P and NASDAQ, and for the other years it might start like not much later than 30 years, but 30 years ago is 1994. Wow, okay, I'm getting older. So, but there's a trick in Pandas, by the way, is if you want per group, like per month, the last 30 things, you can do like group by that month, and you do like tail 30 or something. So let me just show you guys. So I can do like, let's say last 30 years, excluding 2024, I could do returns melted. 2003. I can do dot sort index just to make sure. And then I do group by month. And then if I want just the last 30 years for that month, I do dot tail 30. And then I can do the melt thing like we previously had, because we're gonna need to do it for Plotly. So I can do like this. You know what? Let me do something like this. I'll do like returns last 30 equals that, and then I can do returns last 30 melted equals. So here what I'm doing is I'm sorting by group. Tail 30 means you're taking the last 30 of each month up to 2023. This is inclusive all of 2023. And then the melted, then I do returns last 30 dot melt, and same as we did previously. So I got returns last 30 melted and returns last 30. Okay, so now we can do the same Plotly thing we had previously, but returns last 30. You know what? To make my life easier, I'll just call it returns melted also. Laziness, right? And now let's see. So you see, and I made everything brown, but you see like I don't know, you still see like the symbols are like worse for September. Anyways, this notebook will be much easier if you follow along with a notebook yourselves. So I'll post the data, and we can also do the statistical test. And anyways, I confused myself because it's a little bit of a confusing topic, but anyways, we can do the statistical test for the last 30 days, and we can get a number also. And here, like, I mean, it's a little bit different. I guess for NASDAQ, it's a little different. Anyways, there's some things that could be wrong, but if you guys, it was helpful, please like and subscribe, and enjoy your Labor Day weekend. Thank you guys. And I don't know if you should sell in September, but the data says yes, but like, it's kind of, it might have a lot of things wrong with it.